All the lions have their own historians. The tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasan, the republic that's refusing to leave the republic. That must be a first. And I say thank God it's Monday. A day we meet to perform one of radio's finest ritual, a ritual that brings patriots together, great kings, great queens, beautiful minds come here to share amazing thoughts, a time where labels are put on the back burner. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion, right here on Joy 99.7 FM. So let us all gather and make truth good. Our topic today, misguided anger, misguided shame. Misguided anger, misguided shame. Folks, in nation building, there are so many fundamental human attributes that must be present to make the nation's dream a success. Apart from the physical infrastructure, we the people must show that we are committed to the dream and direction. We must be disciplined. But because we are dealing with humans in this process, two very important yet very understated attributes that citizens must have are anger and shame. Two very important yet shoved away in the back, thrown to the bin, gone with the wind, that they must have is anger and shame. In the absence of these, the process or the progress of that nation is negatively affected. However, when it is misguided, then it can spell doom and anarchy. Folks, I may sound like a broken record to those who are regular listeners on what I'm about to say, but let me say that we must be very, very deliberate in building nation Ghana. It cannot be left to chance. And in the era of free, fast, and abundant information, folks, it's literally a race against time in trying to shape the youth before the future catches up. But in our case, folks, probably we're not going to leave any future, so there's no need in shaping anyone for it, because future be a clear anyhow. Yeah, shape future now. So who are we shaping it for? But again, please bear with me as I build my case before I land. It is not possible to police every single citizen. I.e., getting, let's say, one for every 2 citizens, you have to keep one policeman to look after 2 citizens. And that's where we are heading to. Keep that in mind. We'll come back to it. Folks, now let me take you back a little bit, not too far back. Just the past WAEC exams, where some schools openly tried to help the students cheat. The school, the body that's supposed to form that child, tries to help the child to cheat. And the students threatening fire and brimstone on anyone who will try to stop them from cheating. Now I know I shouldn't be laughing, on such a serious matter. I shouldn't be laughing. It's not funny. But what got me was that one of the papers was moral and religious study. Folks, did you hear me? Moral or religion and moral studies, something like that. The students are threatening to unleash hell to anyone who stops them from being unreligious and immoral when going to write the moral and religious study paper. Can you imagine? You've gone through school. The subject that you were learning is how to be moral, how to be religious, how to be upright. That's what the whole subject was about. You go through school, and when you're about to write that subject, you threaten hell that whoever stops you from going contrary to whatever it is that subject taught you, you're going to massacre them. Then I thought to myself, was there any point in them even going to school at all? Why don't they just stay at home at the end of the year, just come and get a certificate that says you passed with shining stars, and then go out there with your blank certificate and find work or get a university to attend? That's what I was thinking. I mean, it's like a comedy. I mean, it's like an irony, right? And this comedy I watched when I was young, and this guy enrolls into the army, right? And the morning drill, so the army instructor comes and it's like left 10, right 10, right, turn around, do this. And then he raises his hand, and then the commander says, yes, what's your problem? He says, can you make up your mind if we should turn left or we should turn right? I mean, something like it's like a joke. Folks, you see, before one gets to SHS 3, you would have gone through quite a number of social structures. From the home where you were born, the area you grew up in, some sort of Sunday school or masalaj, a nursery, kindergarten, primary, do 3 years in JHS, and then come and do another 3 years of SHS. So are we saying that the sum total of all these is what was displayed? The sum total of all these is what was displayed. Where some students actually went further to damage school property because they were not allowed to cheat. Folks, let's move to KNUST, just ongoing, where two halls who have created their own boundaries decide to have a go at each other because a member of one hall crossed their Rubicon. This leading to chaos, getting things right out of control, the rage and venom. Even the police had to back off. And these are supposed to be our tertiary trained brains. So as I said, that yes, we need anger in nation building. But is this where we should direct our anger? We need to be a people who have shame. But it seems we have lost it, or rather, we are ashamed of being modest and moral. We've gotten the whole thing twisted, where we are actually ashamed of being upright and moral, and rather pleased with ourselves when we are over the top and agitative and abusive. Then we are proud of ourselves. So that when things are really going wrong that would affect the nation and its future, we can't be so angry. When something is quite trivial, we promise hell and brimstone. Folks, very soon, these beautiful, rowdy youth will be ready to run state affairs. What would we have turned them into by then? A generation angry at the wrong things and ashamed of not having material stuff. Folks, between now and then, how do we change them and imbibe in them some culture and sanity for our own selfish interest when we are old and grey and sat in our chair and looking forward to the youth that we train to come to our aid? We have quite a number of streetism growing. But we have swept it all under the carpet. So if our future hopefuls are displaying such misguided emotions, then one will say Asem Sebe. One will say Asem Sebe, folks. And before you talk to me, you see, let us not be too worried about our children speaking English. We have become possessed, obsessed with their formative years. I think we should now change the focus and be concerned about their form and character. But before they start speaking English, what is the content of that English? Where are they directing their frustrations? Where are they? What are the things that they are ashamed of? I think there should be a whole national agenda, because otherwise we will grow some tyrants that will come home one day and root, and we will not be happy. So as I said, because we can't police everybody, you bring up people who are generally upright, so that, when they say one policeman to 500 citizens, out of the 500 citizens, maybe there are 1 or 2 5B that want to stray, and the policeman can do his work. The rest of them will probably even aid the policeman to do the work. But where all the 500 people, if more or less, are trying to break the rule or do something wrong, then the police would run away from KNUST, because the whole school is gone rowdy and they won't be able to police everyone. But the seriousness of what everybody's trying to do, what is the solution? I think the solution is to go back to find out what it is that we are putting in these children for them to display such wrong emotions. Abofraku school, grown, shaped, formed, whatever it is, and on the final exam, swear heaven and earth that if you don't let me cheat, if you get too hard on the invigilation, then you're in trouble. Some actually went ahead and acted upon it. And so I'm asking, why then did you even send them to school? Let them stay home. Now, I finished when they turn 18, come and get a certificate. Tell me what you want me to write on it. You got 7 stars, 7 ones. I'll write it for you and take it wherever it is you want to go. The whole idea of schooling was to educate. The whole idea of educating is to make a human being useful to his environment. The whole idea of an educated human being, whether they can speak English or not. But that person, if he's useful to his environment, is considered an educated man. So how useful are these youth going to be to our environment for us to benefit?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good point that you're raising there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, as I always say, leadership is cause, everything else is effect.
Mm-hmm.
So these are guided by whatever people do in our societies. So if you have people who are not morally upright, it goes to affect everything. And this is really widespread in today's day and age. I mean, talk about the schools, the big schools. I don't want to mention names, but it is common knowledge that most of them get papers. They get a APO. And WAEC is doing nothing to stop that. A lecturer at KNUST says some students come there, the person got A in elective maths. The person can even do simple algebra. Is that not surprising? How is the person able to pass? So every village school now is also trying to cheat, because the big schools, as I said some time back, why can't you take the bad students and work on them? They want to take the best students, and how are their examination processes like? Now you go to KNUST, you go to University of Ghana, then some of those people want to go to Commonwealth Hall. They are called the Vandals. Some go to, is it Katanga or Conti or whatever they call them at KNUST. And all they think about is violence. And they are not even there to study. This is because, and there's no action, because the ministers, their children are abroad schooling. Those of them who happen to even have them here, they are in the international schools. Therefore, nobody cares about our institutions. And the Back also stops with the family, the father, the mother. What training are they getting? Today we have a lot of single parents. When I was growing up, I was with my father, I was with my mother. But today, many people are being raised by single parents who don't even, no, number one, they themselves are not even well trained. Number two, they don't have time for their kids. So chaos is the way forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening, and thank you even more for calling. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, Nana.
Yes, sir.
This is Mr. Kofi.
Mr. Kofi, let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana, you're doing very well. Your programs are those that we need for national development. Nana, we have a country that you can drive or move around for 1 hour. You don't see one single Ghana flag. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
We don't believe in our own country. Our women are perming their hair. They don't like their natural hair. People are slanging. They want to be like other people. And the issue is that, yes, we have some parents who themselves need training, but the children spend 8 hours in school every day. And so the focus should be at the tender age, from age 1 to 12. Education needs to be taken care of, not only arithmetic and mathematics, but self-believing in ourselves, in our languages, our culture, and then the mother Ghana. Flag. Every institution, Ghana institution, should have flag hosted, flying. We should see people having their Ghana flag on their cars. It's only football time that we normally see few of them. And so we need to drum in the patriotism and the nation Ghana. As people say, oh, I'll die for my country. Here, we don't hear that. Everybody is thinking about his pocket. And so the whole thing is that we need to start from us, beginning from school.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for the 0302216541. Who's on the line? Hello? 0302216541. We are looking at how it is that we can shape our children to the extent that they are able to make decisions that even if you brought them an apple paper, say, oh, no, that's not fair. It's an examination. I can't teach. You can bring up a human being to that level. Believe you me, you can bring up a child to the level where... Hello?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening. Who am I talking to?
Nice talking to you once again.
Good. Who's this?
Please, this is Fred from Kaniji.
Fred, let me hear you.
Right. This is a very, very huge topic that you are raising today. Now, I remember what happened at Kumasi, the secondary school, that they lamented over a certain situation that leaders were not complying with until the day that the people decided to take some, unlawful ways into their own hands. And then it became something, very bad for us to sit with. We are people or leaders that we have them around us who are very, very adamant to tackle issues. And then make sure that we have a plan to go over them. Let's say in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years. No, they are not thinking about those things. They are thinking about how they are able to restore their political parties and themselves as leaders. And then whatever that they're supposed to do for the citizenry, the people that made them whoever that they are, even within their educational patterns, they are not thinking of those things because they know that, we heard him saying we are industrious. Industrious, when we don't have the knowledge to become industrious, they have just taken us for granted to the extent that the kids are trying to, survive on a certain pedestal that they are seeing you doing this. You don't want to change. Okay, I need this. You don't want to give me. And then you are also trying to put me in more in, stuff that will keep me going through a lot of pressure. What do you think the people will do? Mindful to you, these are youth. They are not like adults that will come and sit down with you and then dialogue. When the Bible said, when a child asks you of a fish, do you give the child a stone? And do you think if you give the child a stone, the child will be very happy with you? Our leaders must begin to think with godly knowledge and then get to know that whatever they promises the people, they have to work on it. They have to make sure that even if they cannot do, they have to let us see how they are suffering doing them. Not that they will come and then be paying themselves maximally and then doing things for themselves, moving on, and then the people are still suffering. Those who, move along with them are their cronies and whoever. And these things, the people will be very happy. There is something that is bubbling up. I keep on telling some of my friends that we are building a Sodom and Gomorrah era. And it pains my heart because how things are going now, people are engraved. People are very, very unhappy. But some people are very happy. And even still, may God save us, Nana.
May God save us. And thanks for the call. Thanks for the passion. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, Nana, good evening. I hope you're doing well.
I'm good.
Yeah, this is Ajman Joseph.
Yes, but you haven't got into committee now yet.
Not yet, Nana.
Let me hear you.
Nana, let me make it smart. I think we should reform our educational process because it looks as if the higher they go, the indisciplined they become. Because if they destroy government property or school property and they try and send them severely, I think all these things will stop. And we should even defer their education so that, they will send them to come home. Because this kind of malpractices at our schools are becoming rampant. And I think serious actions should be taken. And I thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ajman Joseph. Hello, who's talking to me? Hello?
Hello, yeah, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, please, this is Lukman from Tishinongwa.
Hey, it's been a while, my brother. Let me hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We always talk about our problems, but the solution we will never find it because everybody is blaming leaders. Who are the leaders? We are the leaders. Mm-hmm. The same leaders that we say they are leaders. Any policy that they bring, we rise us against them. So what should they do? They have done their best. If you only have a good leader if you have a good follower. But we are bad followers. That's why we don't have good leaders. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lukman. 0302-216-541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to Ghana.
Sure.
Nana, I'm a student myself.
Okay.
And then what I want to say to my colleagues is that, the better way of resolving conflict is through dialogue. Mm-hmm. We as students, we should be organizing inter-hall and then inter-schools intellectual debate, which will enhance our economic living, not these petty fights and vandalizing people's property. We are students. We should be proposing economic policy for our old ministers and presidents. But what are we doing? Fighting. My mama's goats, she rests in the house. I don't see them fighting anymore. I'm sorry to say that. Not to talk of we students. Please, we are begging them. We should be trending in the news for intellectual debates and stuff. That is what we should be doing as students, fighting.
I couldn't agree with you. Thank you too, and I couldn't agree with you more. You should be coming up with some wild researches. Why it is that the anthill doesn't fade away in the rain. So that we can copy that to build. That's kind of thing. Hello, who am I talking to?
Hello, good evening, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Nana Kusi.
Nana Kusi, let me hear you.
Okay, so Nana, this thing you are talking about, if we want solutions to it, it's not just a one-way thing or goes way deep than probably we are looking at it. First off, what do we even uphold as tradition? What do we uphold as religion? As times are evolving, how are we adjusting? Are we doing the same old things and expecting different results? Or we are adjusting in a good way whereby we are doing away with what we think it doesn't make sense anymore and still upholding what makes sense and in addition applying it with what makes sense right now. And aside that, our education system, it has to be looked at because there's a whole lot of trash we are learning in school, Nana. I'll say there's a whole lot of trash we are learning in school. I've been to school. There's a whole lot of things that I learned that I don't see how it's benefiting my life right now. and most of us can account the same thing. Morals. What are we upholding as good morals now? Because if you want to blame the young one or the child, it started from somewhere. The elderly themselves are not putting up good behavior for us to even follow. Listen to our radio. Elderly people we claim have certificates and all that. Listen to them when they speak on radio. And then people listen. When we go to the universities, the LCC president, LCC president for these various political parties, how are they trained? They are trained by these people. So at the end of the day, they are still the same people who will occupy the spaces out there and continue with whatever it is that's making us suffering right now. You see?
Nana Kwesi, thank you very much for that call. 0302-216-541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, good evening, Nana.
Yeah.
My name is George from Tema.
George, let me hear you.
Yeah, please, sometimes we say it's leaders. And sometimes I think the leaders start from us who are having a church in the house. When I was young, we our mom used to take us to good news, read Bible and stuff. So I think it is about us. It starts from the home. That is what I believe in. It starts from the home. We should start from the kids. You teach the kids the right way to do things, the right way to talk to people, the right way to react, when to not to react. But now it seems like everything is like the kids. We buy them parts, we leave them their freedoms, and they do whatever they like, and we think it is the best way. When our kids want something, we give it to them, we buy it to them. Like we don't even check them. It's like we are copying the foreign system. But I think that is what is happening. And when we are in school, like those times when we're in school, everybody wants to be a killer. Like I'm the killer, challenge we will fight. This is what is really eating us up. So for me, I believe our parents, they should start from us. Yeah, in the home, our mothers and fathers are the leaders in the house. So when they coach us well, we will do well in school. We will come school, we will comport ourselves. So I believe it starts from the home. That is what I can see, Nana.
Well, thank you very much there. 0302-216-541. I was saying that, we should be able to train our children to the point that a majority of them would simply say no to things that are negative. And I'm saying it's possible. If you read Lee Kuan Yew's book, right, he said he went to London. And then when he came out of the train station, he realized there was a pack of newspapers, and people would just pick up the newspaper and leave the money there. And then the guy who's selling the newspaper will come in later in the afternoon to take his money and go. And he says that, no, I need to build my society to, this moral standard. So what I say, it is possible. Yeah, I really sometimes don't like using myself as an example, but let me use this. So once upon a time, went to London, was taking my daughter out, and I think Daddy, let's go and watch a movie before we go. So we go there, and the movie that she wants to watch, unless we sit there for like an hour and a half or something. But there was one that was just coming on like 5 minutes. And I said, oh yeah, let's go and watch this one. Some big guy with his children and a big teddy bear. And he says, no, I can't watch. He says, why? He says, it's 12. Well, I'm thinking, but you're 9. Who's going to know? Who's going to know that you... And she says, oh no, Dad, I can't watch. I said, but I'm your father. So if I am with you there, parental guidance. He said, no, it's 12. Mean to me. So I'm saying that we can build children. At that age, it's even easier to tell them that, look, say no to this, so that it becomes like a part of them. It's possible. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, this is Kofi.
Kofi, let me hear you.
Yeah. Train up a child in the way that it should go, so that when he or she grow, he will not depart from it. We need values from home. See, teachers, society cannot mold our children. If we leave them to chance, they will turn out to be something we don't want. So we need to bring up our children with the right values. These exam practices we are talking about, can you believe that sometimes parents are the ones who give the money to their children to go and contribute in school so that the apple can be bought? They are the very people who are the architect of these cheating things we are talking about. So this society is not going anywhere if we do not really look at the way we mold our children, because they are the very nucleus of society. And if your child is not used to violent behavior, or you brought them up with the right values and they are not easily influenced, I'm not sure they will step out one day and begin to involve themselves in any violent acts or begin to cheat. Because the day they cheat and come home and they realize that that is not tolerated by mom and dad, they're not even there. So I think that we may blame teachers, we may blame leaders, we may blame all kinds of people, but we need to make sure that the home is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and the right values are at home, and we bring our children up as such. God bless you.
God bless you too, my brother. 0302 216 541. We are looking at a very, very serious issue. The formative years of our children, the foundation, the spirit, the form and character we put in them before they are able to make decisions for themselves. You know, and I'm saying, look, many of you listening to me today, yeah, maybe you drink alcohol. But 12 o'clock when you're at work, you won't get up from work to say, it's just not in you to do that. Meanwhile, in the weekends when you're free and you're chilling with your friends, you will take alcohol. But it's because at your formative years, it was put in you, say, this is a no habit. And you know, yes, you have the money, you probably have your own shop, you have your own business, but you still cannot get up midday to say, I'm going to sit at the beer bar or drinking bar, look, give me alcohol to drink at this hour. You can't do it. It's the same way we can put in that child to say, listen, as a child in school, you should build yourself enough character that even if somebody came and gave you the answers to the exams, you said, no, it is not in me to look at it. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Who am I talking to?
This is Godwin.
Godwin, let me hear you.
Yes. You know, we always kept on saying we need to train our children so that when they grow up, they will not depart. Okay, and some of the suggestions are, the grown-ups are already grown, so we should start from the children. You cannot effectively train children when the elders are corrupt. It is not done. You made mention of Lee Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew will never be successful if he has not put in measures to change the elders. Every human is capable of changing. That is us, human beings. We are all capable of changing at any level in life. So we cannot change children because it is not what we tell children to do is what they do. It is what we do. Okay? And we also talk of leadership. You see, mostly when people refer to leadership, they will refer to the leaders. Leadership is not the leaders. Leadership is a framework. It's a framework. So the leadership of this country is our constitution. It's a framework, okay, that puts us together to achieve a common goal. That is what leadership is. So when you have a framework that is corrupt, it corrupts everybody. So until we change this, we change our constitution, nothing will work. It is the constitution that has a problem. We were told to entrust the affairs of the nation in the hands of others for the same people to self-regulate themselves. There's too much room for them to misbehave. Go and check the Scandinavian constitution, especially the Norway. Even they are under the monarch regime, they have a system. The Scots have their own impeachment court that impeach public officials appointed by the king independently. So this is it. Until we get our constitution right, nothing will be right for it. Listen, our worship will never be right for it. Our business will not be right. Our families will not be right. because it's the constitution that stands supreme. It dictates to all the society. It dictates to our religious society. It dictates to our marital society. It dictates to our business society. So until we get this right, nothing will be right for us.
Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. McCosby Anthony, national pride is totally dead to us. It is pockets, laurels we have today. We are just hungry for money, not national honor. Let's us check where the people in government taxes are paying to take their children. Definitely not to public JHS or primary schools. We have become a greedy country. Yenka no kwere. The kids we are having today are products of the parents they had yesterday and the education they gave me. That's McCosby. This one is from Dr. Cynthia Tego says, Nana, charity begins at home. Many of us parents have not trained our children with the timeless values and principles we were trained with and are afraid to offend our children when they need to be disciplined. This is Sal. Let me go to the phones. Who's talking to me?
Hello.
Hello. Who am I talking to?
My name is Martin Luther Labomi.
Martin, let me hear you.
Can I be heard?
Yes, very loud and clear.
It is a truism that the child upbringing is about 80% of the parents' responsibility. But let's look at this perspective. The child doesn't only grow in the house. He goes to school where the parents are not there. We have seen people whose parents have given the best training, but yet when they come from school, the other way around, character they exposes them. So it should be holistic. Why am I saying this? Because one of the callers said that people have parents' character shows the children behavior. It's not true. As at this stage, a man can give birth to the child, but if the child goes wayward, so it's a hard time you look at the society. Society demands is what? People now look at the outcome, not the source of the revenue. And therefore, everybody thinks that making money is what matters. How a person goes about it. So societal norms and values are delegated to the ground. Nobody cares about it. And that's why killing and all these people value it more than, because after all, what the matters is that I've gotten this car, I've gotten this building, I've got this money. That's what matters. And that is what is killing our society. And you know why people want to be a politician with a short period of time? Because it's an easier way to make money. So at this hard time, we understood in this perspective that God's principle, gather of our norms and values, will shape our nation, that you all expect to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening, and even thank you more for going further to call 0302 216 541. Yep, so a child is born to a home. Okay, the truth is that religious and moral education has a lot of good content. The problem is we train the children to pass the exam instead of practicing our lessons and that's the problem we have with the way we teach in this country. We have good content, but we teach them wrongly. Kosi from Community 18. Okay, let me see who's on the phone. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, who's on the phone?
I'm Salifu, please.
Let me hear you.
I'm calling from Kintampo.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Okay. One of the problems is I'm a teacher as I'm talking now.
Good.
And when it gets to this BEC examination, some of the teachers turn the examination center as classroom again, telling the children that whatever you want to do, you can pass any means to get it. And these are the children that we are training for our future. So how do you teach a child this way and expect that child to grow to do the better things? So the problems are coming from we, the teachers, who teach these children and train them and tell them to do the right thing. And at the end, we also tell them to do the wrong thing at the same time. So all of us must come together to work to improve this kind of behavior in our schools and the nation at large. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me go to the phones. Hello, who do I have on the phone? Hello? Okay, the line dropped. Well, happy birthday to Obobia Daku Opoku. Been trending all over social media. My sister extraordinary. So Obi, happy birthday to you. And very special thank you to these big names that I'm about to mention. His Excellency President Kufuor, His Excellency President President John Mahama, Odene Kwafa Kutu III, Akwamuhine, Dasibre Kwebuwusi, Paramount Chief of Abiasi Dominase, the Tepahine, Kukubo Nenete Kwesiajima, Mamponhima, Nana Yadifie, the Tepahima, Nana Ajua Window, Professor Rita Akusia Dixon, Vice Chancellor KNUST, the Registrar and her team, Sami Ewuku, Eastern Regional Minister, Nana Dukia, the MP, Ampim Dako, the MP for Esujaman District. All attended the 25th anniversary of Fosa Berima Ansah Sasraku. So when I said it was a sight to behold, it was like a mini 6th March. Can you imagine two presidents sitting at your church service to honor your 25th anniversary? So Berima, why are they? Yesterday there was a massive Kokonte party at the forecourt of Manfred. When you say Kokonte, you know the Edumasa people will land. Edumasa people will land at the Kokonte party. Our former IGP, Mr. Asante Apietu, thank you too. And Mrs. Sewa Asante Apietu, thank you too. This one says, Nana, I strongly believe that the environment or society in which one grows up also plays a major role. Charity begins at home. Hi to my beautiful wife, Efia Joy Philomena, Kofi Henry in Hacho. Good evening to you. Good evening to Philomena. Folks, as I say, until the Lions have their own historian, but Marcel Abogwa is gearing up to give you your news bulletin. Kofi Hayford is here to play out some songs in order to shape and direct our children so that when we grow old and grey and haggard, they will be responsible, selfless, to look after us. So for our own selfish reasons, we must look after them. My name is Nana Ansah Kwao. Next Monday, we'll be back to do this all over again. We say thank you to Abe Kusan Kofi, who was on the ones and twos.